Hey, how's it going? My check-in for today, about to go to jiu-jitsu, so it'll be a brief one. I've been working on some written content today, so not a huge amount of speaky stuff, but I did have an inquiry from somebody regarding speaking at a school, and I've had a few of these. I think I spoke about this in one of my updates a while ago. They don't come that not exactly thick and fast, but I have had I have had a few this year. And my immediate response when I get it, my sort of internal response is that they're not going to have a budget. There's not going to be any money for it. They want me to come and do it for free because it's a good thing to do, and they're kids, and I can inspire the next generation, and blah 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 blah. And although I have done that with the local secondary school that my daughter was at, and I have spoken at my kids' primary school. Actually, that was a few years ago now when I did that. It isn't my absolute sweet spot. It's not the thing that I sort of I A, chomp at the bit to do, and B, think is my kind of really what I'm best at doing. And although this particular opportunity is year 12, which is sixth form, it's a pretty good grammar school, and I would imagine that they would be quite a receptive audience. They have a well-being day, and they're looking for people to come in. So, but as predicted, when I said, what's the budget? So we haven't really got a budget for it. So I'm probably not going to do it because it's not something it's not in my sort of immediate genius zone. It's not what I'm really looking at doing. It's not an ideal audience. I'm absolutely not averse to speaking for free, but it needs to be with an audience that is absolutely the right audience for me. And certainly speaking to a sixth form, that's not the case. It's not even local. I've got no real connection with the school, so I'm probably going to turn it down. But it still makes me kind of feel a little bit, wish there is something I could do. But it's like 3 60-minute slots through the course of a day, and it's probably going to be a good bit of preparation. You don't just turn up and churn out a 60-minute talk, as I found for that 10-minute talk I gave on resilience at the local secondary school a while ago. It takes quite a lot of prep to do that. So it's a good day out for delivering and a good 2 or 3 days out for prep work. So 4 days for no real gain. It's not something that I can realistically say yes to. But yeah, now that got me thinking about something else that's kind of I've got going on at the moment, which I am doing, which is a paid engagement. It's the emceeing at the charity event, and I did this last year, and I've actually been asked back to do it again and to do one of their other events, which is actually in a week on Saturday. And I had a briefing call with them on Tuesday. This is one of the things that I said I'd catch up and kind of fill the video, me in on at the next available opportunity for one of these updates. And so I had this briefing call yesterday, and I just kind of get really excited about it. It's good fun. It isn't me giving a presentation. It isn't me sharing my words of encouragement and wisdom around well-being and performance and motivating people to make changes and to see how they can do things differently. It isn't that, but I do still feel like I am having an impact. I'm making a difference, even if it is just helping people feel a little bit more sort of less anxious, a bit more confident, looking forward to and kind of cared for around the start of this big charity event. So it's a big 100-kilometer cycle ride through London. So yeah, it's kind of a bit weird because there are obviously still things that I'm doing that aren't my absolute purest focus. Some of those things I'm saying yes to, not just because they're paid engagements, but because actually they're good fun and I can see how they fit in with that. And for this one, apart from the briefing call and a bit of prep work, bit of research into the charities and the event, there's not massive amounts of prep work to do in advance of that. But then come to the schools gigs, which, as I said, that is something that I've got to really spend a lot more time thinking about and preparing for. I've got to be a bit more discerning with what I do then say yes to. I think the general rule of thumb is with charities and schools that if you're presenting, this is kind of what I've got for my speaking agent, that they generally offer a reduced rate for a speaker, but very rarely do anything for free. The time I did it for my school, my kids' school, my daughter Fern, her school, well, she wasn't in the class in the assembly that I was taking, but it was a bit different because Obviously, I've got that connection there, but most of the time it's just you just do it free, because I think the problem is you get that reputation then for doing things for free all the time, and this again gets very hard to say. Actually, you know what? I'm a professional. This is how I make a living, and this is my fee. So there is a bit of laying the foundations there, and what's the word I'm looking for? Giving this if you start doing something for free, then people expect it for free all the time. I think that's kind of generally where things are going with that. So anyway, I'm still figuring all this stuff out. I tend to listen to my gut a little bit, which is why, although I don't want to have to say no to the school, I know that I'm going to have to. But at the same time, I'm looking forward to doing the comparing emceeing at the charity event in a couple of weeks' time. Anyway, there's my slightly rambling at the end check-in. Somebody actually just came and got into the car next to me here. I'm just outside the jiu-jitsu hall. I didn't know him, but he was kind of looking at me slightly strangely, so I was a bit distracted there about a minute ago. Maybe you picked up on that. But anyway, that's my check, and I'm going to go and roll around with grown men in a sweaty hall for an hour and a half, and I'll check back in again tomorrow for another daily update. Bye for now.